people would disagree with the point around, freedom of speech. Particularly the Europeans are deeply concerned about misinformation. The Elon... hang on.
Anything we disagree with is misinformation. I know. Yes. We must all support globalism. And remember that Trump is the most instinctively pro-British president we've seen for decades. And we ought to use that to our advantage.
How does that really translate, though, in terms of how hard Trump is going to be on tariffs globally and especially on the UK?
Especially his father's close relationship and telephone calls with various companies.
That's a separate issue.
No, it isn't.
I guess.
No, it isn't at all, and I'll tell you why.
Yeah.
All the social media channels forbade any conversation about that subject. The Americans had an election with no debate.
Something absolutely explosive just unfolded inside and it's already sending shockwaves across the entire political landscape. Never one to hold back has just launched one of his most brutal attacks yet calling his leadership dismal, uninspiring, disconnected from real life, and even unpatriotic. Yes, you heard that right, unpatriotic. And it all happened during a fiery, no-holds-barred session in Parliament that left even Starmer's own benches stunned into silence. It began with Starmer's second major speech as
highly an MP, though, scoring highly in the polls. The political mood across Europe has moved in your favour. You must feel like you've really made it now.
Well, I don't know about made it, and by the way, thank you. It was a very accurate introduction. We're doing well. We're on the up. And do you know why? Because we're optimistic. You come to a reform meeting. I've done 4 rallies this year already, all complete sellouts of our members around the country, and I'll expand that to big public rallies as the year goes on. And it's like a rock concert. They're not depressed. They actually believe that with the right leadership, with the right vision, with the right courage, we can turn the country around. Uniparty, if I can call them that, just look morose. Labour look morose. The Conservatives bitterly divided. I mean, they still all hate each other. So there is a massive gap there in British politics. And, in your intro, you made the point, it's a very good point, do reform have the right?
A speech meant to project strength, unity, and vision. But instead, it turned into political dynamite. In that speech, Starmer doubled down on his admiration for the end, something that immediately set off alarms among Brexiteers and nationalists alike. Farage pounced on it like a lion that had been waiting for this exact moment. He accused Starmer of turning his back on British sovereignty and bowing down to Brussels, once again. Farage's attack wasn't just political, it was personal. With the trademark fire that made him both loved and loathed, he thundered that Starmer's leadership lacks heart, lacks courage, and lacks any connection with the real British people. He claimed that the has become a party of London lawyers, not working-class Britons. The chamber erupted, half cheering, half jeering, as the struggle to restore order. It was one of those rare moments where Parliament felt more like a battlefield than a debating chamber. And it didn't stop there. Farage then dropped the hammer, citing new polling that, according to him, shows that over half the public already doubt Starmer's ability to lead the country. You can feel it in the streets, he said. People don't believe in him. They don't even know what he stands for anymore. The tension in the room was electric. Even some Labour MPs glanced nervously at one another, unsure whether to defend or stay silent. But what really rattled Labour wasn't the insult, it was the truth behind the numbers. While the has been licking its wounds after their disastrous May 1st results, Labour quietly suffered major defeats of its own. The swept through what used to be solid red territory. Entire districts that had voted Labour for decades flipped. And Farage was quick to remind everyone of that painful fact. We wiped them out in County Durham, in the East Midlands, and beyond, he said with a grin that could slice glass. That's when he revealed the next twist, Labour's new strategy. According to Farage, the party has now turned its guns on him personally. He claimed that at every, Labour is deploying obscure backbench MPs to attack him directly, asking planted questions designed to paint him as the enemy of progress. They fear reform, Farage said. They fear the movement that's rising outside this chamber. And that's why they've decided I'm public enemy number one. You could feel the discomfort ripple through the Labour benches. The Prime Minister, of course, tried to stay calm, but the tension was visible. Starmer dismissed the remarks as nonsense, insisting that the thrives on division. But his tone lacked conviction, his words drowned out by the roar of a chamber that smelled blood. For the first time since taking office, Starmer looked cornered, not by the Conservatives, but by the political insurgency growing right beneath his feet. And as the dust settles tonight, one thing is clear, British politics has entered a dangerous new phase. Farage isn't just attacking from the sidelines anymore, he's dictating the national conversation. Starmer, meanwhile, faces the fight of his life to prove that his leadership is more than just speeches and slogans. The gloves are off, the battle lines are drawn, and the question now is simple: can Starmer hold the line, or has Farage just lit the fuse that could blow this government wide open? Stay tuned, because this storm has only just begun.